Ever since Netflix announced over 4 years ago that they were going to be the first company in history to purchase all of the production rights to all 7 of the Narnian books at once, there has been a ton of excitement from the fan base. And that excitement has only gotten even more intense since the incredibly successful writer-director Greta Gerwig signed on to head up not 1, but 2 brand new Narnian productions. But to be honest, there's been a sort of dark cloud hanging over all of these expectations for Narnia's potential for success. I mean, the Chronicles of Narnia is often dismissed as a sort of G-rated alternative to other fantasy properties like The Witcher or Game of Thrones. Or probably even more commonly, it's seen as a little brother to The Lord of the Rings. And I mean, nothing can be bigger than Tolkien, right? But in spite of a massive production budget and marketing campaign, the success of Rings of Power has been kind of underwhelming. So when it comes to Narnia, how big can it really be? Well, I think the answer to that question just might surprise you. In fact, from what we know today, we have reason to believe that Narnia just might be bigger than any streaming project we've seen so far. And today, we're gonna look at some of those reasons why I believe that's true, and ask the question, could Narnia be bigger than a series like The Rings of Power? Now, if you're the kind of person that's interested in this video, chances are very high that there's a young adult in your life right now that's thinking about the next steps after high school. It might even be you. And in the world that students will face in the future, nothing could be more important than choosing a college that prepares students to be ready for any challenge that awaits them. That's why I so strongly believe in Boyce College. Boyce College in Louisville prepares graduates for the what and the who they will be after college. One way Boyce accomplishes this is through academic rigor. Boyce College students are challenged to read great books, think deep thoughts, and learn new skills, all from a faculty that are recognized as experts in their academic fields and leaders in post-secondary Christian education. And coming up in just a few weeks, you and your student can experience that academic rigor firsthand during Boyce College Preview Days. Now, it's an amazing chance to sit in on classes and tour the beautiful campus, and if you register now, I will send you a free Into the Wardrobe mug and meet you personally at Preview Day so that I can tell you why I think Boyce College is the best choice in higher education today. You can register at boycecollege.com/Narnia. Use the promo code NARNIA to waive the $25 student registration fee. That's boycecollege.com/Narnia. Now, it's time to leave the Shadowlands behind and step into a world that's more real than our own. It's time to follow me into the wardrobe. You know, over the last few years, the streaming wars have gone thermonuclear. Each platform has been frantically buying up properties and laying claim to some of the most successful literary series ever written. And across a broad range of genres too, from Avonlea to The Handmaid's Tale, from Jack Reacher to A Series of Unfortunate Events. But to date, nothing has come close to matching the buzz, the excitement, the expectations, and the investment as the Tolkien series, The Rings of Power. Now, believe it or not, it is estimated that over $1 billion has been spent on the series, which has been renewed for a second season and probably even a third. So, how in the world can Narnia hope to compete with all of this? Well, I'll tell you how. In fact, I'm going to give you 5 good reasons and 1 really great reason why, if Netflix does it right, Narnia could be a massive success. So, here we go. Number 1, broad appeal. Now, one of the major problems with virtually every film property released to streaming today is something called hyper-segmentation. We've reached a technological era when it's not uncommon for many houses to have 3 to 5 televisions and just as many portable screens. So platforms are taking a shotgun approach to targeting audiences. They'll produce huge amounts of content that appeal to a very narrow segment. They target the individual, not the collective. It is so rare today to find content that appeals to the whole family. And as a father of 4, I really feel the pain here. Most of the shows that appeal to adults are full of strong language or graphic scenes that definitely rule out watching with the kids, and most of the shows that are marketed as family-friendly are really just children's shows with higher production value, but little appeal for adults besides the occasional grown-up joke or nostalgic gimmick. But this is where Narnia truly distinguishes itself as a property that isn't just appropriate for all ages, it's actually beloved by all ages. I mean, this channel's proof of that. Just scroll through any of the videos here and you'll find thousands of adults engaging in thoughtful conversations and lively debates, all about a series that was supposedly written for children. In fact, this channel has been viewed over 3.6 million times, and over half of the audience is between the ages of 18 to 35 years old. And get this, when it comes to gender, it's a bit more than 60% male. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't think of a single series that comes close to the broad appeal of Narnia. Can you? Number 2, the nostalgia factor. I think it's safe to say that the vast majority of fans can remember with distinct fondness the memory about their first exposure to Narnia. It may be the joy of reading the books with your head under the covers, or being glued to the television set for the uniquely British and uniquely 80s BBC production, listening to the Focus on the Family audio production on a family trip, or being completely captivated by the seriously incredible Disney Walden production on the giant silver screen. I mean, just think about this. Most children who saw the Wardrobe movie in the theaters are now in their late 20s or early 30s. I mean, the draw of nostalgia to recapture that original feeling of awe and wonder, it's a powerful force, and it's going to help take this series to a whole new level. Number 3, accessible lore. You know, one of the biggest challenges that a series like The Rings of Power faces is that the lore is so rich and complex that many of the uninitiated have a hard time jumping in or keeping up. For the casual fan, it can be a bit too much, and it may be one of the reasons that the rate of completion is often so low in some otherwise great franchises. But the great part about Narnia is that the stories are usually pretty easy to follow, with a small cast of characters and relatively simple plot lines. But the beauty is really found in the depth, not the breadth of the stories, because the stories are absolutely packed with hidden meanings and references and connections that you might not recognize on the surface. I mean, it's what this channel is all about, and it allows casual fans the opportunity to enjoy the stories in their own right while giving long-term fans a deep well to continue to draw from. Number 4, global appeal. You might be surprised to know that Narnia has been translated into 47 different languages in cultures spanning around the globe. Now, of course, this is a clear indicator of the franchise's ability to resonate deeply across many different cultures and continents. In an increasingly fragmented entertainment market, Narnia has a reach that stretches from Paris to Perth, from Mumbai to Montreal, and for Netflix, a single franchise with a proven worldwide appeal is invaluable, and it should definitely be worth investing in. And number 5, Greta Gerwig. Speaking of investment, I don't think even Netflix could have anticipated what a great deal they were getting when they signed on Greta Gerwig to direct 2 different Narnia projects. Now, at the time, she was best known for her work as the writer-director of Lady Bird and Little Women, but no one knew that her work on the Barbie movie would be an absolute runaway smash. Now, if there's one director in Hollywood today who can get anything they ask for, it's Greta. You can pretty much guarantee she's going to get all the funding and the talent that she needs to make sure that her creative vision for Narnia is fulfilled. And from what she's been saying lately, there's little doubt that she's really committed to bringing the magic and the wonder of Narnia to life on the screen. Number 6, eternal themes. You know, even if all the other reasons weren't enough to convince you that the new Narnian projects are absolutely packed with potential, we can't forget that the greatest part about Narnia is, well, what Narnia is about. Yes, there are tons of new shows and films coming out that can entertain an audience, and a handful of those shows even convey virtues or moral lessons, though those are few and far between these days. But Narnia is completely unique, because woven into its very fabric are timeless truths that transcend mere entertainment or even basic virtue. They're truths that reach down into the very core of our being, that resonate with our deepest desires for things like purpose and goodness, love, justice, mercy, selflessness, and even transcendence. And if these new Narnian shows stay true to these principles, they'll do more than just make a fortune. They'll make an impact. So, is Narnia destined for greatness? Well, only time will tell, but in the meantime, we can hope and pray for the best. Well, that's all we've got for today, but before you go, I want to close with a huge thank you to all the supporters of this channel over at Patreon. We could not do it without you. I look forward to seeing you all next time as we take another journey into the wardrobe.